जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय। निताय चैतन्य की जय। परशुराम भगवान की जय। वामन देव की जय। पंचतत्व की जय। गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपदाय स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः आचार्य पदाय पदाय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna everyone. So we are doing this very wonderful chapter number 10. So because Lord is informing very important information about himself, we have to hear very attentively. What is Lord explaining? The Lord is explaining his opulence, means how great he is. Actually, nobody knows the greatness of Krishna. We can understand the greatness of God only when he explains. On our own, we cannot imagine, nor can we understand by any kind of studies. It has to be told by God himself. So now let us try to hear that. Okay, 10.6. Maharshaya sapta purve chatvaro manavasthatha madbhava manasa jata yesham loka ima prajaha. The 7 great sages and before them the 4 other great sages and the manus come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. So one thing is, this population that we have on the earth, where is it coming from? Let us try to analyze that. Where is it coming from? You see, when we are doing a worship, right, or a puja, they ask for the gotra. So when we say gotra, generally it will be one among the sapta rishis. That is the 7 sages. So that means we clearly are remembering who is our ancestor. I mean, anybody in the world, it can be anybody. They may know or they may not know, that is secondary. But they are all coming from these 7 rishis only. And they are all coming from, where are the 7 rishis coming from? Lord Brahma. Right? So this is happening. So this is the hierarchy. So ultimately, if we go backwards, my father, my father's father, and my grandfather, my grandfather's father, like that, if I just go back, ultimately it has to come to Lord Brahma. So there is no possibility that it can be anybody else. It is Lord Brahma only. It has to be somebody, no? In the theory that it is a monkey is actually a scientific theory. It's just an imagination. It's not true. It's not true that my great-grandfather is a monkey. No. That monkey theory is Darwin theory. That is not true. As per the Vedas, at least it is not. Here, Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is saying, the entire population is coming from these people, these 25 people, 25 sages that Lord Krishna said. Who are these 25 sages? Right? So first he said, the 4 manus, Maharshaya Sapta Purve, and the 4 manus, Manava, let us see that. He's saying Maharshaya Sapta Purve, that means 7 sages. First, the 7 sages, Sapta Rishi. After the Sapta Rishi, he's saying Chatvaro Manavastata. Chatvaro means 14. So how much is 14 and 7? 21. And Madbhava Manasa Jata Yesham Loka Ima Prajaha. the 7 great rishis, and before them, the 4 other great sages, Maharshayah. That is the Maharshis are like, let me tell you like this. So basically 14 we have seen manus, and 7 we have seen rishis. 14 plus 7 is 21. And then we have the 4 kumaras, right? These 4 kumaras are coming from Lord Brahma actually. So Lord saying 14 plus 7 plus 4, that is 21 plus 4, 25 sages. So totally 25 sages. All these 25 sages, where they are coming from? Lord Krishna is saying Madbhava manasa jata, means they are all coming from me, born from my mind. Madbhava manasa jata, born from my mind. And Yesham loka ima praja, means all the population is coming from them. From these 25 sages only, the entire population is coming. And these 25 sages are coming from Krishna. So what is our source? Right? So Brahma is our Prapitamaha. Prapitamaha means great-grandfather. Brahma is great-grandfather. And Brahma is coming from Lord. He is born from the navel of Lord Vishnu. So ultimately, our source is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? So this is the very important thing. So let us see what Srila Prabhupada says in the purport. Here it is said, the Lord is giving a genealogical synopsis of the universal population. And Brahma is the original creature born out of the energy of the Supreme Lord, who is known as Hiranyagarbha. And from Brahma, all the 7 sages, and before them 4 other great sages, namely Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara, and the 14 manus are manifested. All these 25 great sages are known as patriarchs of the living entities all over the universe. There are innumerable universes and innumerable planets within each universe, and each planet is full of population of different varieties. All of them are born out of 25 patriarchs. So let us see this. So all of the living entities in all the unlimited universes, unlimited planets, unlimited living entities, all of them are coming from these 25 sages only. And all these 25 sages are coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is so wonderful, isn't it? Because, ultimately everything is, the reason for everything is Krishna. That's why it says, Sarva Karana Karanam. The cause of everything is Krishna. Even the cause of material world is Krishna. If we trace back, it is God who is the cause. Right? So this is called as theism or belief in God. That everything has emanated from God. Right? And this God is not a formless vacuum. No. He is not a void. Nor is he a light. He is clearly talking. He is saying that I am so and so. Right? This is what I think. He's so clearly, he has got a distinct personality. Personality means person. He's actually a person. Govindam Adi Purusham. Purusham means person. Purushottama Yoga means the topmost person. So he is a person. It's not that he is a light, nor he is a vacuum, nor he is an imagination. We cannot imagine the form of Lord. So the picture you are seeing here, Lord Krishna holding the flute, right? This is not imagination. This is his real form. Who has seen? The next question is, who has seen this form? How do you know that? Lord Brahma has seen. Lord Shiva has seen. The 4 kumaras have seen. And so many rishis have seen. So many great devotees have seen. All of them have confirmed. They have written in the scriptures. So this is a descending process. We accept as per the parampara. So like, we may get a question. Okay, it is written in Bhagavad Gita. We don't know who taught Bhagavad Gita to whom, who wrote it. So again, we have to understand here, this Bhagavad Gita is coming in a tradition. Right? So this is called as a Guru Parampara. Even Krishna says no. He says, Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam. He says, that means I have given to Vivasvan, right? Sun God. And then what did Vivasvan do? He gave it to Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku gave to, Manu. Like that, that is how it is coming, right? Ikshvaku to Manu, like that it is coming. So like this, the parampara is there, unbroken parampara is there. Then Krishna says, Sakarene Mahata Yogo Brashtas Sanjayate. Means in the time, that disciplic succession got broken. The disciplic succession got broken. Therefore, Krishna is saying, that is why I am giving this knowledge again to you. I have previously given this knowledge to the Sun God. So Krishna has given this knowledge to the Sun God. When is the Sun God? At the time of creation of the universe, at that time Sun God was born. At that time Sun is there. It's the beginning of the creation. So at that time, beginning of the creation, Krishna has given to Sun God. And since it has been lost, this disciplic succession, Krishna is saying, I am reviving it and I am giving it to you. And now, what is our Guru Parampara? How did we hear this? We heard it. How? Let us try to analyze. So, first of all, Krishna gave it to Arjuna. And Vyasadeva has recorded it. Right? Vyasadeva was present at that time. He recorded it. And from Vyasadeva, a disciplic succession is coming. Vyasadeva gave the knowledge to Madhvacharya. And Madhvacharya to his disciples. And to his disciples. Lakshmi Tirtha, so many people are there. And then the entire parampara is mentioned. You can actually see in Bhagavad Gita book, if you open first 2-3 pages, you will see the entire parampara, 32 names are mentioned. And then how it has come step by step, person by person, everybody it has come. And actually, all these people also, they are real people, right? For example, if you go to Hampi, I have seen myself, in Hampi, there is a Brundavan of all these great people, Madhvacharya and all his disciples, Lakshmi Tirtha, so many Vadiraja Tirtha of the Madhva Sampradaya, all their tombs, they call it as Brindavan. They are there. They are very nicely maintained. Recently, they have made a very nice construction also. We have got their histories. Everything is there. So this is a disciplic succession. It is coming. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave it to his disciples. And then that is how it has come. And to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, and we have heard it from Srila Prabhupada. So this is the process of getting knowledge. In a school, a teacher is teaching A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Then if you ask the teacher, how do you know A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Have you created A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Or has the creator of A, B, C, D come to you and told you? No. Then how do you know that A, B, C, D is only A to Z? Only 26 letters are there. Why not 25? Why is A coming first? Why not Z? Because they have heard in the disciplic succession. The teacher has heard from her teacher. Her teacher heard from her teacher. So then if A, B, C, D are coming perfectly without any mistake, A to Z, 26 letters, why not Bhagavad Gita? Why this knowledge is wrong then? So Krishna, he is saying that this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is eternal. And he's saying, I have given the knowledge to Sun God. And then what is the knowledge he's telling? That knowledge, I am reviving it to you. He's giving it to Arjuna. And from Arjuna, Vyasdev. Right? Vyasdev is hearing. And from that, in the disciplic succession, we have heard. And now we are hearing. So there is no tampering of the message. So there is another fear that what if the message was tampered? Maybe something was changed. So what can be changed? Is it that all the 700 shlokas can be changed? It's like a funny thing. You see, if you say Ramayana has been tampered, so is it that Rama has been introduced in Ramayana? That Ramayana was actually some other character. They changed the character and they put Rama in place of somebody. Is it possible like that? So there is something called as a theme. The entire theme is telling the same thing. The entire Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses, we have hundreds of commentaries which are dated thousands of years ago. All the acharyas have only 700 verses. There is no discrepancy as far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned. 700 verses only. Not even change of syllable also. All the versions are the same. And we have so many commentaries. Even if there is a small syllable change also, maybe let us say in different versions, if it is possible also, I am saying that how is it possibility that the theme can be changed? Krishna from verse number 1 to verse number 700, he is saying that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrender to me. Correct? Then how is it possible that something has been changed? This is not the original philosophy. This is the original philosophy. It's just that we are not ready to accept it. And why we are not ready to accept it? That also Krishna says. Mohitam na bhijanati. Moha means, again, that is also one kind of illusion created by Krishna. Because Krishna puts his illusion on the living entities, we cannot understand him. But bhaktya mam abhijanati. As soon as we establish ourselves in bhakti, then what happens? Then we will start to understand this process or this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Right? We will understand everything clearly as it is. So we will see in the coming verses also, verse by verse, it just keeps getting better. And it will come to a climax. In verse number 12 of the 10th chapter, don't miss it, where Arjuna bursts out. And he says that, yes, I agree that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it's not that you are saying, I have heard it from Narada, from Vyasa, Asita, everybody. I have heard, all the authorities have confirmed and told me that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now you yourself are saying, so I agree that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what is the difficulty in understanding this simple thing? Where Krishna is clearly saying, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So after Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna, there have been hundreds of commentaries. But most of these commentaries, the author is putting his own opinion. For example, the commentary written by Mahatma Gandhi, he has written that Krishna has proposed non-violence. So where Krishna is telling to Arjuna to fight, but in his in his version of Bhagavad Gita, Gandhi is telling no, Krishna is telling don't fight. So this is the kind of adulteration that is created in the Bhagavad Gita. So there is another popular version where somebody is saying, when Krishna is saying surrender to me, it is not to me. It is to somebody within me. But where is that Krishna saying? Where did he say surrender to somebody within me? That it is not me. This is all imagination. This is all completely trash. So that is why this book that we are following is called as Bhagavad Gita as it is. As it is means exactly how it is. There is no tampering. So just like postman work means, a guru means is just hearing and giving it. That's it. There is no addition or subtraction. There is no possibility for adding or subtraction. Whatever Krishna has said, we must say. If you say that, then you are a guru. As simple as that. If we try to change that, then we are not a teacher. We are a cheater. If we try to change Bhagavad Gita philosophy, like these WhatsApp forwards that we get, chapter 1, Krishna is telling, live life. Chapter 2, Krishna is telling, breathe very nicely. Chapter 3, Krishna is telling, value your friends. This is called utter nonsense. This is called tampering. This is not what Krishna said. Right? This is just like I am putting, they'll put in the YouTube also we will see, they'll put the Krishna flute music and Krishna will be telling some materialistic things. Actually in life, we should be like this, we should be like this. This is not a guru. This is not Guru Parampara. This is not authorized message. Authorized message means hearing as it is and speaking it as it is without even changing one syllable or one word also we should not change. We do not have the right to change because this is Krishna's Gita. This is not the Bhagavad Gita of somebody else. It is not the author's Gita that I want. This is my understanding. This is my understanding, my Gita. Right? Some famous mythologist has written and said, this is my Gita. My understanding. So there cannot be any kind of interpretation. It cannot be yours. It is Krishna's, right? So let us see more details. So in this verse, Krishna is saying, first of all, he said Saptarshi, means 7 sages. And what are these 7 sages? We will see. The 7 sages are Kashyapa, Atri, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Gautama, Jamadagni, and Bharadwaja. Right? Let us see each one of them. So the Bharadwaja Rishi, right? And he's actually descendant of the sage Angirasa. And he's father of Devarshi Brihaspati. Brihaspati's father is Bharadwaja, right? And his ashrama is still there in Prayagraj. If you go to Prayagraj or Allahabad, you can actually find Bharadwaja Rishi's ashrama. And he was actually master of military arts and devastras. His wife name is Sushila. And he had a daughter named Deva Varnini and son Garga. We see Garga, right? Garga Samhita. So he's the father, Bharadwaja Rishi. Let us see the next Saptarishi. That is Vishwamitra Rishi. Vishwamitra Rishi is very famous, right? He's one of the Saptarishis. And he is called as the Mantra Drashta of Gayatri Mantra. Of course, Gayatri Mantra is eternal. It is not that he has created it. He is a Drashta. That means he is a seer of that. Or he has discovered Gayatri Mantra. Okay. So then he wanted to rise to the level of Brahmarshi. Actually, he was a king before Vishwamitra. Right? And he had a tussle with Vashishta. Once what happened, he was a very big king. And he comes to the ashrama of Vashishta. And he sees that Vashishta has a divine cow named Kamadhenu. And this Kamadhenu is able to give so many different kinds of food stuff for his entire army. He has one Akshoni Sena. All the army has been entertained and fed by this one Kamadhenu. Then he wanted it. He said, I want it. Then Vashishta said, no, I cannot give it. Then he said, I will take it by force. I am the king. Then Vashishta said, I won't permit. Then he said, I will take it. Let us see who will stop. Then Kamadhenu started crying. Vashishta, please protect me. Then Vashishta said, you do whatever you want to do. If you want to protect yourself, you protect. Then Kamadhenu produced one battalion of army. And they killed all the soldiers of Vishwamitra, king. Right? Then Vishwamitra became very, very baffled by his defeat. So he went back and analyzed what happened. Why did it happen? Then he got some, he thought that, he has got spiritual power. I have only material power. So let me get spiritual power. And he went and did a great penance and came back. And again he got defeated. And this time he realized that he is not a Brahmarshi. He is just a Rishi. Then he has again worshipped. He has done great penance for 10,000 years. And then there was a disturbance. Right? He has this disturbance that, one Apsara is coming and disturbing him. Second time he tried another 10,000 years. Another Apsara came and disturbed him. Again another 10,000 years. Then he became Brahmarshi. That is Vishwamitra Rishi. Next one is Vashishta. Vashishta is one of the Saptarishis and he is the husband of Arundhati. Right? Arundhati, we all know, very famous. Arundhati star. Right? We see Arundhati star as at the time of the marriage, Arundhati star is shown, right? That she has been such a very chaste lady, and because of her chastity, she has attained the position of being a celestial star. So the message is, the bridegroom is telling to the bride, you also be very chaste and you will attain such a great position. So that is Arundhati. Vasishta is also very famous to be the Kulaguru of or Ritvik for the Ikshvaku clan. Right? When Lord Ramachandra was trained by Vasishta, Vasishta was a great Brahmana. He didn't want to take up that position of serving a king. But when he got to know that Lord Rama will be born in that clan, he accepted that position. So that is the greatness of Vasishta. And Gautama Rishi, he is belonging to the lineage of Angira. His wife's name is Ahalya. Okay. And Gautama Rishi is also very much famous right? So, because he was also a great devotee and he was one of the writers of Dharma Shastra. He wrote the Gautama Dharma Shastra. Next, we see Atri. Atri is one of the Saptarshis and son of Brahma, right? And his wife is Anasuya, right? His wife is Anasuya. And another interesting thing about Atri is he and his wife worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead very nicely. And his wife Anasuya requested the Lord. She worshipped the Lord, and she did not clearly specify which Lord. So then all the three lords came, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Then she requested for a boon that you be born out of me. Then Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, they were born as Dattatreya, right? Dattatreya, and even Durvasa and Bhrigu, they were born, right? So like that, they were born from Anasuya. And Anasuya is also again known for her chastity, right? So once what happens is, the Trimurtis, they come to test her chastity, right? So then what happens is they come as Brahmanas to their home, and they say, you have to serve the food naked. And then what she does, she will convert them into small kids first, right? And then she will serve. So that is how she will show the power of her chastity, right? Then let's see the Kashyapa Rishi. Kashyapa Rishi is one of the 7 rishis. And he's very famous because he's father of all the Devatas. He's the father of all the Rakshasas. He's the father of Nagas and Garuda. And he's the father of Vamana also. Vamana Avatar was born out of Kashyapa and Aditi. Agni, Adityas, Daityas, Aryaman, Mitra, Varuna, and all the humans also are coming from Kashyapa Rishi only, right? So that is why he's very, very famous, Kashyapa Rishi, right? There are many, many stories in Srimad Bhagavatam in relationship with Kashyapa Rishi, right? And he has written one book called as Kashyapa Samhita, which is a reference book for Ayurveda, pediatrics, gynecology, and obstetrics. So let's see the next Rishi, Jamadagni. Jamadagni is the father of Parashurama, right? So that is a fame, right? He's the father of Parashurama. And his wife was Renuka, right? And once what happens, the king, Kartavira Arjuna, has a fight with Jamadagni, right? He has a tussle with Jamadagni and he kills Jamadagni, right? So then what happens? He kills Jamadagni, and that time Parashurama became so angry that he killed all the Kshatriya clan. 21 times he killed. 21 times Parashurama killed the Kshatriya clan just because to avenge his father's death. So he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead was born to this Rishi known as Parashurama. So that is how it is. And this is so wonderful things that we are hearing here, right? About all these 7 sages and the 4 rishis, right? And the 4 Sanaka Sanandana. How these Sanaka and Sanandana were born? They were born, you see, when Lord Brahma was born from Lord Vishnu, then he did not know what to do. Then he did tapasya for 1000 years, and then Lord Vishnu told him to generate population. Then at that time, out of his mind, 4 sages were born. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, and Sanat Sujata. 4 sages. They were young boys who were naked. And they were full of knowledge, spiritual knowledge. So they said, I am sorry, my dear father, we are not interested in doing this business of getting married and getting entangled in a family life. Sorry. Then Brahma became very upset. And out of his anger, Rudra was born. Ekadasha Rudras. That is 11 Rudras were born from Lord Brahma. Right? And what this Lord Brahma said to these Rudras, go ahead and create population. Then these 11 Rudras, they started destroying the universe. Then Lord Brahma said, please stop. You better do tapasya until your time comes. Your job is to do annihilation. So until then you do tapasya. So please don't disturb anybody. Please go ahead and do tapasya. That's how Lord Rudra was born. Right? And then the Manu and Shatarupa were born. Right? So from the Manu and Shatarupa, all the living entities have come. Right? So like that, actually we said there are 14 Manvantaras, right? 14 Manvantaras are there totally. Each Manvantara means the period of Manu. Okay, period of Manu is known as Manvantara. So that is approximately 71 Chaturyugas is one Manvantara. 71 Chaturyuga. One Chaturyuga means Satyayuga, Treta, Dwapara, Kali Yuga. Put together 43,20,000 years. 43,20,000 years is one Chaturyuga. So if you multiply it by 71, you will get one Manvantara. So for that Manvantara, Manu is actually the king. So he will decide what should be the dharma. So actually this Manvantara is an avatar of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is one kind of avatara. Okay. So that is why this is also the avatar incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the purpose of that incarnation is to teach dharma, to give dharma. Means what is dharma? How to live a religious life is given by Manu. So that is why we have the book called as Manusmriti. And we are also called as Manava, Manushya or man. All these words are coming from the word Manu. And there are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. In one day of Brahma, how many are there? 14 Manus are there. So if you multiply that by 30, so that will come to 420. Right? So 14 Manus. So if you have 14 Manus per day, they are coming, right? 14 into 3, 3 4s are 12. 3 1s are 3, 4, 4, 420. 420 Manus per month of Brahma. And 1 year you can calculate, multiply by 12. And multiplied by 100. So many Manus are there. So this is the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is taking innumerable incarnations for the protection of Dharma. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So this Manu has codified all this Dharma in his Manusmriti or Manu Shastra. Right? So human beings who are civilized, they must be actually going through that and trying to follow. Okay. So yes. So that is about these 14 Manus. And where are we right now? We are in the 7th Manu. That is in the day of Brahma. One day of Brahma. 14 Manus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we are exactly in the midday of Brahma. We are in the 7th Manu. And what is his name? His name is Shraddha Deva. 7th Manu's name is Shraddha Deva. He is also called as Vivaswan. Krishna said, no, imam vivasvate yogam. Right? Vivaswan, Vaivasvata Manu, Vaivaswan. Vivaswan is sun god. Vaivaswan, Vaivasvata Manu, or the Vaivaswan is the son of Vivaswan. That is sun god. So he is Manu. That's the 7th Manu is going on currently. Right? So that is how all this has been explained. Actually, you see, in the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Vedas, all the names of Manus have been described. So, for example, the future Manus also names are given. The 8th Manu is Savarni. 9th Manu is Daksha Savarni. 10th Manu is Brahma Savarni. 11th Manu is Dharma Savarni. 12th Manu is Rudra Savarni. 13th Manu is Deva Savarni. 14th Manu is Indra Savarni. It is also given what are the names of the 7 rishis in each of the Manvantaras. In the past Manvantara, in the present Manvantara, I have given 7 names. The future Manvantara also, these 7 rishis will be there. The different names are there. It's like a post. So the 7 rishis are there and the 7 names are. So everything has been given accurately, genealogically, it has been given in the Vedas. So this cannot be imagination. Right? This is not imagination. Veda means Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana means hearing from authority. It is said to be the topmost evidence. right? Topmost evidence, because see, I can do research. By research, there is a limitation. I can only find out up to the material world. That is also not possible. We are not able to go till the end of this material universe also. Is it not? We are not able to find out by method of research. I can't go to the end of the universe. So only this much only. Why to go to the universe? If we can discover all the bodily functions of our human body, that each and every gland, if we can discover what is the exact functionality, that is also not possible. We cannot even discover what all diseases are there in the world. That is also not possible. We cannot even discover the engineering of a mosquito also. How a mosquito has been engineered by God. That is also not possible. Then that is why research is imperfect. It cannot go to the perfect. It cannot be a best pramana. The best pramana is Shruti. Veda. Veda is the best pramana because it is giving us the information we are hearing from authority. We are hearing from Brahma and from the Guru Parampara. Therefore, this knowledge is perfect knowledge. So that the conclusion is Krishna knowledge is perfect knowledge. And Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead from whom all the population has come. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.